Era's kind of had a resurgence in the goalie position right now, but on a fast map like Oni Village, I don't know how often you'd really see her, or if she's even going to perform as well. But hey, starting off strong, Liari and Scyther giving just here a quick double barrier, putting Luna secondary to use. Liari having an early level 2, NXD looking for an early dash punch, but hey, fast Oni point. Era unfortunately unable to kind of keep these barriers down, and it's up to all of EKC to kind of keep the core up in order to kind of not let Era play these defensive interactions in the corner.
Yeah, I will say on like a surface level, I feel like EKC has a really tough comp to work with here. Like Rasmus and Luna probably are gonna have sort of no problem getting it through Era in every situation. And they also have Juliet, which we were, of course, are making kind of a big stink about a little bit here. But I don't think Juliet... I am specifically not a super Juliet believer on Oni Village. Especially when you have characters like Kazan and Rasmus, like, that can actually just brawl and move at the same time. Makes things a little difficult. Like, you really got to put the ball right in Juliet's pocket to make sure that she gets her job done, just does what she needs to. And I think that's hard, especially in, like, these big sets when you're against really competent players. They're going to be able to just kind of stuff you out here in the midfield and just make it hard to put it into Juliet's pocket there. I mean, we see Scyther basically just running on over Era. What's she going to do? She doesn't even stun you. She needs Maelstrom basically every situation, although they do get it past for just a moment. Lily Bunn is going to hit the ball across the speed gate, and it's going to go into the goal. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, they are winning currently, and I'm not entirely sure if they are sweating just yet. It feels like they're kind of just playing the game and simply winning. I don't know. I think it's kind of a comp thing right now for EKC, but I might be dumb. Yeah, explain.
Yeah, I mean, Scyther 12, he's one of the scariest forces to defend against. And when you're on Era, even if your beam's down, you can't shrink this guy. Things are looking scary. But of course, I think Liari and Lilybub do such a great job kind of getting involved in that offense. And when they're these 2v2 situations, like playing against Rasmus like Luna or Rasmus Dubu is not nearly as scary against like the Era Estelle in these defensive interactions. And Soren was able to pick up the team player, which is pretty big, but Hotshot Luna might just be all it needs to kind of break Era's ankles for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be really fast balls, even with just a couple of extra strikes when Luna gets close. I mean, Scyther, perfect timing on that to make sure that the barrier goes down as well. Gives himself the ball, tries to go for the angliest angle of all time, but can't seem to get that one on through just yet. NXDD really just has not had a chance to get like a dash punch situation. They do finally get kind of close, but Lilybun just does a really nice evade and survives that situation, keeping that barrier alive. Soren trying to also make it so that this ball is not going in just yet. Spends cooldown, spends his bewitching beams. Scyther is just kind of waiting to get the ball here from Lilybun or Liari. Kind of an interesting situation here to pick Luna on this map. You know, don't really see Luna midfield that often, I feel like, although, well, on this map specifically. Either way, getting that kill is going to be pretty big for EKC, and boom, they get it on in there. Lots of stuns going on to Lilybun, knocking off that prize fighter as well. And taking the first point in this set. Can they bring this one back with the team player gameplay?
I mean that last point there was classic Juliet lore. Unit character with no evade, ult dash punch, boom, dead, and just like that, NXT is able to secure its first point for Demon's Raw here. Of course, Cats are looking very low, but once again, Juliet is just showing how awesome it is whenever she's in the game, just finding a dash punch flip onto Liari here, and just gets to play the EKC power play. So usually a good strike to kind of slow it down, though. Able to deny for most of its possession. And a great nuke from the side of Liari. The hotshot is kind of getting up the field, getting past Era, and is now in front of the net against Scyther 12, who has poke and flip. Extremely scary situation for Era here. But Liari dribbling around Cats and to get it up. Scyther starting the dribble, pops the flip, and is able to find it and top it. And hey, his offense is looking good, but whenever you have to play defensive interaction inside with Era, yeah, it could be a little rough.
I would imagine so. I mean, on this map, it's so big, right? Your teammates are spread out a lot. You don't really get to get the secondary on both of them all that much. And the Maelstrom is like, doesn't have a good side lane to travel down and really get a lot of value out of. It just feels like a tough map here for the Era goalie. But they are certainly making it work for the time being. Sets up the Maelstrom there, kind of strikes Liari a little bit, though. Katsuna's going to back up to try to heal just a little bit there. Scyther See if they could do a little bit more damage, but ends up dodging Soren completely on the front lines. Although they did get a buffered flip there, unfortunately. Dubu ends up losing that situation, but keeping control of the ball for just a moment. Scyther also loses possession of that ball for a moment. Katsuna trying to self-dribble there, and NXT finally gets their hands on the ball, but the bewitching beam, the stun! Oh, the secondary from Liari gets it through. The size from Dubu also gets it on through there. Keeps this point alive. That was really clutch. A flip from Liari, nice one. They were definitely under attack there. He's going to have Lilybun moving on in, pass it to Liari once more, and the point shall continue alive. Barrier down. Are they going to secure this one? Bunn Bunn Bonanza?
I mean, it is crazy. Okay, well, Katsuda, I was gonna say, it was crazy how long they were holding that defense there, but Katsuda just popping in with the TP, striking it past Lilybun, able to kind of get it through because of NXT's flip past the barrier there. And this, of course, the side for both sides really having no energy left, but NXT trying to take advantage of that, looking for the ult dash punches, but is unable to confirm it. Liari stays alive, but still against EKC, which means you could be eating a lot of damage from Katsuda and Soren still, despite NXT popping the dash punch. Moving up the field, and a great primary from Scyther keeps Soren from actually reaching the core. But so there is beamed, and when you're beamed on Rasmus, there's not much you can do. Putting the core down the field, Liari gets it past Katsuna, but Soren is able to walk up on Arrow with these mom boots. But there's the hot shot, Luna. But the NATO from Arrow is also able to stun Lilybun, and a great strike from NXT managed to secure the second set. It's kind of flipped this set, like how the game was going on its head there.
Yeah, I feel like Hotshot had was a double-edged sword there for sure. It slammed that barrier so hard that it basically just came right on back and stole one of their own. So Liari is going to have to be a little bit more careful sometimes when it comes to just slamming into this ball. I mean, extremely high core speed. See what we can get here. Katsuna opted to take a spark, which is totally fair. No other sparks on the board, as far as I could see. Luna Deadeye, though, that's kind of big. We'll see if they can get some kills. I mean, that is certainly going to... I mean, that is even more core speed. They probably... Yeah, no, they already have, I think, Red Ball before overtime with just Hotshot, so a lot of big stuff coming out here. I mean, Era also getting aerials. I mean, that's kind of important as far as, like, the secondary, which does reach a little farther than I thought. They can kind of hit both teammates when they're pretty far away. I mean, I'm really interested to see what kind of adjustments they're going to be making here, though. Although they do win the second set, so maybe they've already made those adjustments.
Yeah, a lot of scary. Oh, there's the red core secondary you're talking about, but a great hook from them. Actually manages to snipe the ball from the up clear, and so manages to secure the first point in the set from Bonanza. But I want to say that the builds on both Liari and Katsuda, both these midfielders looking super scary right now. Katsuda, of course, with the 2 sparks, and when you're this early into the series with 2 sparks, still up to like 2 more sets to go through, these drafts can get so scary for the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza, having to deny both the leadership and the spark of power still from the side of EKC. But Liari, of course, hot shot Deadeye, I think scoff it, but a great primary sub NXT from side of Katsuna, and it was coming through. Side of the 12, unable to really find any super crazy play there. Of course, NXT is looking very scary with his dash punch, with his ult. Soren keeping it up, not scared at all, but NXT misses dash punch on Scyther. Juliet now no abilities. Is able to snipe the pass, catches the primary, and his first barrier goes down. Keeping it topside. Liari kind of looking for a dash right now, just kind of take advantage of any misstep from the side of EKC. But NXT, a beautiful secondary to flip there. Almost managed to get past Lilybun, but Dubu's just too big, too scary. And Scyther 12 is kind of left to play this play on his own. Like, dash from Lilybun or Liari, unable to find second barrier, and Soren's just doing such a good job at defending there right now. And a weird redirect from the NATO. I see popping the flipping it in their or dash in their face. Scyther 12 just trying to make something happen right now. All these abilities are coming out, but unfortunately, it's unable to get it past. Can't stop popping flip. Lilybun reading the roll, but a great air NATO keeps it moving up, and the offense of EKC is just looking so strong right now. The great rocket from Liari passes through to side 12. Katsuda cuts the pass. Liari is unable to keep it up, and Katsuda is trying to force it through.
Yeah. The core speed is actually kind of going crazy right now, especially with Liari having that hot shot, and Soren is actually the one with the team player here. So we got a lot of red ball situations on both sides of the team. Sets up the Maelstrom here, gets it on through. Actually, it's a slight redirect there from the Maelstrom too to give the ball right on over to Katsuna. A nice interruption there from Liari possibly helps keep this point alive. Scyther spends the hook to just maintain a little bit of control there. piercing shot is not going to be enough to land right there. Gives the red ball right on back to Katsuna, which is a nice strategy there also with that team player. Shrinking Scyther down to nothing to making sure that this is going to be a defense there for sure. They're going to keep that barrier once again. The Ari just a few frames away from getting that secondary interruption in there. Another crater comes in but can't secure it. Here comes Tofu Fortress. And a redirect, which seems to have just gone directly through the opposing team. Okay, nice EKC. Hey, fastball, red ball. It's tough to watch. It's really fast. You know, 1-1. Here we go. Continuing on to this game. Didn't see anything there.
Hey, I'm not ran to that either. I mean, would I expect the enemy team, the EKC, this top mouse team to strike through me? No, I wouldn't. But they up 2 flips on defense, but of course no barriers down, and Lilybun is still sitting comfortably, waiting, holding down the fort on the Dubu. Still 1 barrier up. And there's the hotshot Luna with the Deadeye, and just 1 misstep from Soren, and the core just goes flying by him. I mean, there's a lot of characters that can kind of just like do that to scare the any goalies from walking up, but I mean, hotshot Luna with Deadeye might be the best one at it.
Yeah, it's kind of just like Shades of Juno, right? Where she just gets like a 1-2 punch like before. Just like early in the game, and now you're just like, you're the goalie that has to deal with the red ball, and it's just really difficult sometimes. You end up losing a bunch of objectives for no reason, but a dash punch flip there from NXCD is going to be good to get a kill here. A power play might result in this next barrier. Kitsuna teleports up, trying to get some stun combinations there, but doesn't seem to work out just yet. All right, the hot dog giving Scyther just the advantage they need, a sentence you probably might not have heard recently, although we do have a nice somersault there from Lilybun to keep that barrier alive. Hands of Lilybun once more to give the ball onto Scyther, playing a double defense there, while, unfortunately, NXCD is going to be sent into orbit. Huge Tofu Fortress to defend, or help defend with Scyther. I guess hot offend with Scyther is going to be good to get that one through here. EKC falling behind just a little bit in this game as Bunn Bunn Bonanza is looking quite good. Scyther 12, getting their first awakening. Possibly a nightmare there for EKC to see the Rasmus as their first pick.
A lot of scary things for Sheds to pick up, but often for the first size on Rasmus, a big power spike for, and really any Rasmus on Oni Village, but I'd like to point out that is 3 sparks on Katsuna, cooldowns, speed, and power, and also 1-2 punch on Julie. So a lot of damage is just picked up from EKC. Katsuna getting like 170 power, and of course Juliet's signature awakening 1-2 punch. And while there's strong wings picked up from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza, I mean, EKC might just be able to find like exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for more dash punches and just more damage that they've always loved.
Yeah, I think that both sides definitely got a pretty strong draft. They definitely picked exactly what they wanted there. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we saw a Spark of Leadership just yet. Could possibly be hanging out in this last draft. And, you know, if Katsuna gets the MVP here, there's nothing they can do to stop that situation from happening. 1 barrier down here from Bunn Bunn Bonanza, 1 from Soren as well. They're going to try to keep this one going, although they find themselves a kill onto Liari, though. This could be big power play, although Scyther is certainly doing a good job of stalling for just a moment here. Nice somersault, but NXCD strikes real early right there and grabs that final barrier up to Soren. Gets the Bewitching Beam, makes the ball a little bit smaller, harder to strike. Huge Maelstrom coming in, everyone's spending their evade. And I mean, hey, that's value. If anything, you take 2 evades from the opposing team, I think that's pretty great, especially with Juliet on your team. It's solid to me.
Of course, Juliet wanting to find these kills with like an old dash punch, but her being here staggered herself means it's just so hard for her to walk up, and the Dubu with the 170 power just secures the kill. But Soren with a great strike, kind of stopping Scyther 12 from getting anything crazy out of the stall, and just with a great TP. Now they're just ready going with team player, looking to kind of get it out here, and Katsuna moving up the field. They're opting to dash backwards to stop the core, but Scyther is able to deny possession. But oh god, we've got the railgun charged up. Team player in overtime. That's an NXT looking for something to find on Liara, but she defends so well. The Maelstrom coming through, and I mean, it is just so scary for the side of Bunn Bonanza when Soren can just pass through his teammates at any time, and look, I mean, yeah, that could happen. And if you're anywhere out of position, they can just pass it between each other so quickly. And on a map like Oni Village, where the core is already moving faster, you're just not gonna have enough time to react and cover that angle.
Yeah, that happened all in the time span of Lilybun simply charging up a log. Was trying to play even more defensive there because the ball was red with the log, and it ended up actually being worse because of the cast time there. Lots of core speed showing up in the overtime. Even with Katsuna, right? They don't make the core red with striking in overtime, but they make it really fast, 170 power too. So it's just a whole lot of threat for Bunn Bunn Bonanza when it comes to overtime. But they are making quick work of these barriers, both down already. Liari nicely giving the ball as fast as possible to Scyther and securing a kill as well. NXCD gone, and so is this point for EKC. Bunn Bunn Bonanza looking really good. I like what Liari is doing here. I mean, it's really just getting so much value out of this hot shot. And now getting some value out of this fighter flight too when Luna just has no ability. She seems like immobile and hard to move, but a lot of extra speed coming out there too.
But great passing play from side NXT and Katsuna. It was scared the double barrier so quickly, and Lilybun attempting to read the down is actually mixed by NXT, who just opts the dash punch right at Dubu, going past the log, and EKC is looking to make it to the last draft, which means that Katsuna could be running for president right now.
They certainly might be. I mean, we can see most of the points that the ball starts on the bottom line. Katsuna spends all cooldowns to grab that barrier, which is just a good amount of experience to get. So they're just trying to ensure that they are certainly the MVP for this next point, although NXT grabs that first top barrier. Nice couple pack passes there. It's going to allow them to keep possession, although the Tofu Fortress is going to steal that just away. A flip from Soren from just a simple approach of the Rasmus is going to cause that resource to be used up. Maelstrom gets kind of foiled there from Lilybun's pass. They're both going to go up and try to interrupt Scyther here. Lilybun going as close as possible, flips Liari. Fair to think that it might hit that barrier. I think it was good, but either way, really good reaction, good defense, and they get that point on in. Bunn Bunn Bonanza now looking at match point.
Yeah, I really love to see Lilybun walking up so much to get secure these barriers. I mean, if you can play your Dubu into that lane, like on the sides of the map, it is so hard to make it past. I mean, Log kind of covers all of that. You don't want to hit it into Scyther 12. I don't think anybody does. So whenever Lilybun can get involved in defense, it gets just so scary. But Scyther 12 actually manages to find a kill on NXCD, and Liari unfortunately misses the dash, which means Katsuna and Soren are able to play quite slow as they are waiting for NXCD to come back up. Soren saving the second barrier. The nuke coming out, and they're able to keep both barriers up despite NX's early death. With Scyther 12 not having any of it, trying to get the double barrier with the hook there. Lilybun keeping it down, keeping it defended. Scyther 12 opts to pop the flip, but is unable to find it, but is still able to get the barrier with a strong strike primary. And it is said this 0.5 set 4 is like super scary for both sides. I mean, Bunn Bunn Bonanza does not want this to go to the last set, and EKC wants their presidency real bad.
Yeah, you can see them playing as hard as possible, man. They just need this 1 point to keep themselves in. The Maelstrom comes out, kind of self-dribbles at the Scyther, but they do end up surviving that situation. A pass on over to Liari, kind of a whiff there, but they do end up surviving. EKC playing as much as they can, bro. Okay, Katsuna actually teleports in the way of the hook to keep that point alive as well. NXCD tries to go for a self-dribble there, gets the flip. The somersault a little early, it gets it right on through. I mean, I say a little early, it was probably fine. It's just, I mean, it's hard. It's all mix-ups with the flip, so they tried. NXCD wins out on that situation, and now we actually don't have Katsuna as the MVP. In fact, 4th in the draft. So the Nightmare, which could have been really bad for Bunn Bunn Bonanza, is easily avoided.
Unfortunately, no 4-star Sparks game in NASL Season 6. Unfortunately, denied away by Lilybun. Of course, correct if you want to win. And you're at Scyther 12 getting another size. But of course, Twin Drive Estelle, when she already has all this power in CDR, is nothing to scoff at. And a lot of strong awaiting to pick up from everyone, but low-key not Soren. Size era, not the best, but everyone else looking... I saw, you know what, both the goalies got pretty terrible pickups here, I'm not going to lie, but...
Yeah, not super great there, right? But continue this point, yeah, Katsuna still has 3 sparks, which is quite good, I would say, as this last set is going to commence here. Liari, no evade left. If NXDD might be seeing them as a kill target, could be good. Still got a barrier up here for the Dubu. Sends the Tofu Fortress onto the top lane. Scyther spends a couple cooldowns to try to keep control of that one, but ends up losing it for a moment. Winning a strike war against NXDD, but kind of a double defense here from Katsuna and Soren. Liari just going for a big offense, but it doesn't seem to work out. Now Lilybun moving up past midfield. See if they can help with some of this offensive pressure. Perhaps if a Tofu Fortress is up, we'll see it if they can get this ball in there. Although Scyther ends up falling on off the map, spending out that drone. A stun from Katsuna is going to be nice onto Lilybun. Kind of hard to miss the Dubu either way. Scyther trying to dribble it as best as they can. Tofu Fortress ends up slaying the dash punch, but Scyther gets it on through anyway. Nice work, man. Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Get the kill, get the point. Got some good energy on Scyther too. They are poised to continue onto this win streak here.
I mean, that's the spec training prize fighter Dubu coming into play. Just kind of just deleting NXCD for even trying to walk up on the side against this Dubu ult. But Scyther 12 is kind of being run down right now. Has the flip, but is extremely low. NXCD attempting to find the dash punch to kind of secure the kill there, but is unable to get anything. First barrier taken by Katsuna. Scyther 12 looking for a hook flip kill on Soren. Is unable to find it. Still pops the flip. Gets kind of stuffed out by Soren, just striking immediately. But is still able to get past him. And is now Scyther 12 on the open net against Era. Almost finds a beautiful primary. But NXT has dumped his full kit into Scyther 12. Who's still alive and is unable to be confirmed. And now Lilybun is getting involved. Gets the Tubu ult in. But is not enough. And Katsuna's moving up the field. But Liari is able to deny the possession. But NXT snipes the pass. Is now Liari popping the flip and using the hot shot to move it up the field. But everything is being popped right now. A great strike from Katsuna. Another ult from NXT, and they are finally able to find the kill on Scyther 12. And also a great redirect from Katsuna. He's able to take the barrier while it's at it. Looking to start some team player. The core is looking real red, but Liari is dashing in, attempting to find it. Dubu almost sniped it.
Oh!
Beautiful, beautiful secondary strike from NXT to secure that point.
It was going to be hard enough to deal with the overtime passes there, but might as well just slam that one in there with that 1-2 punch assistance. No problem. EKC grabbing that next point, evening this up here. Lilybun losing the first barrier there. Topside to NXZD, spends the Tofu Fortress. We do have extra special, so feel free to use all of your special abilities there. Katsuna a little bit off with the stun. Doesn't seem to end up hitting the ball at the same time. Loses the barrier onto the bottom side, though. NXZD trying to go up with this flip. Really close. Doesn't need the flip. Keeps it for next point. Big for EKC. Lots of energy on Katsuna as well. This is coming right down to it. Bunn Bunn Bonanza looked like they were in a whole lot of control for at least the first half of this game, but another mix-up, just like our last series. You know, things might have changed.
Yeah, but of course, I'll at least point out that NXT's got the flip, and he's, with that ult we just saw, he's definitely looking for just a real easy kill. And if he can just find like an ult dash punch, and with this flip, I don't know where you could even be standing to survive that. But they're able to secure, EKC can secure the first barrier, and EKC looks for the dash punches. Liar evades preemptively, just so much space is being covered by this Juliet, and they have to evade so often. A great Maelstrom from Soren actually opens up the bottom side, forcing Lilybun to flip, and is now no more energy from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza, and of course NXT is the Juliet, has that flip, but Soren actually looks to get it up the field with the Maelstrom, but it actually finds the kill on Lilybun, and it's looking like EKC want to close out this game.
They are really close to doing it as well. They got this big power play coming out, a couple of cooldowns, but does end up getting foiled there from the double defense, although the Maelstrom from the back line, from the top rope, Soren ends up securing that, looking for the team player. Mega passes here, falls out of possession for just a moment. Tofu Fortress down pass. Oh my god, the piercing shot on up from Katsuna to just get it on through. A shocking end. I mean, I don't blame Lilybun for not reacting to that one. That was really just 4 lightning fast strikes, lightning fast redirects in just a few moments. And man, EKC ends up clutching that one, squeezing it in their grasp, and they, oh my god, grind that one to the end, taking that one over Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Yeah, a great game from both sides. I mean, that was kind of crazy. The core was moving so fast at these points with so much power on both sides. But of course, we're talking about power. Katsuna with 3 sparks, dropping 50k damage on an Oni Village lobby is not something that you really see very often. Just kind of forcing Scyther 12 out of so many situations, and just all this damage coming out from that EKC. And when there's a Juliet on the team, you don't really want to be anywhere nearby when you're low or even staggered against Juliet, because she just finds such an easy job and just takes you off the map.
Yeah, I mean, and the numbers just explain the game itself, right? If you see Estelle doing 50k damage, that means she's got cooldowns for days, right? The triple spark giving her so many extra cooldowns. The extra special, I mean, she is launching the crystal thorns every second, striking all 4 people, and that is a ton of damage and redirects. And well played there from Katsuna to find those sparks and make it basically their win condition perfectly. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, they started out really nice that game, but they lost a little bit of control there, although Now we're going to a very different map. Oni Village, kind of really big, really wide. A lot of like checkmate combo situations that are required to get like the second barrier from the goalie. Gonna be a little different here as we're gonna move on to Amy's app, which is like a lot different. You know, Oni
Yeah, a
Village, yeah, we're
lot.
playing for ball, right? But this game, we are just trying to put the enemy in the hole. You know, it's kill everyone, right? Like we just saw that. We saw Snake just shooting people in the face, and they weren't dying from the shotgun. No, they were dying from just falling into a hole.
Yeah, but and honestly, when you're playing into it, I believe it was EKC's pick, Amy's app. Of course, they always trademarked as the KO team, and now we're going to the KO map where all of their picks are extremely scary. But 3 players on the side of EKC who are very good at just like their Twitch reactions just find KOs, and all of their picks are really scary on this map. I mean, and you don't want to see Juliet on Amy's app. I'm expecting to see it banned, and then Katsa could still find like a Luda or a Stell and just kind of deny so much space. You don't want to be anywhere near the hole of doom on Amy's app.
Yeah, definitely will be causing a lot of problems. I assume we shall be seeing. Actually, man, it's so tough, right? Because you want to ban Juliet so bad. Sometimes, I guess there's some situations where maybe Juliet's more threatening than Rasmus, but like Rasmus is just a basic ass demon on that map. I mean, you just can't let him hook you. Like it's got so much base knockback. But Juliet, I don't know. It's all kind of tough. I mean, now Rasmus looks a little bit more threatening here, right? Because the Deadeye, I mean, you are dead. You are dead. He hooks you, and
Yeah.
you are taking 1 million player knockback, and you are falling into a hole. So it'll be. I guess the Juliet might make it through unless both teams are like, yeah, we're gonna ban Juliet Rasmus. We're gonna have a nice, well,
Yeah, quote
nice in
unquote honest
quotations
game. Yeah.
when we have Deadeye Luna and Vice just ruining everything.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what both sides of the side. Of course, Bunn Bunn opting to ban the Julie. I believe they're looking for Scyther 12 to just get the Rasmus. Of course, his signature pick, and like you said, Deadeye Rasmus is one of the strongest picks on this side. Not quite as good as Spec for him, but that is a lot of knockback on this hook. It makes it extremely hard, especially if you can't pay attention to Scyther 12 at all times. Just kind of be in a safe spot. And of course, they banned away the Finny from Lilybun. And yeah, I mean, I'm expecting Rasmus first pick. If not,
Oh my.
oh, opting to pick the Luna instead.
This is like a really interesting red side moment. Like we just talked about red side a little bit there on like the break, and now this feels like a red side moment where Bun Bun Bonanza was like, let's get Luna, let's start blasting, and now the opposing team is like, let's get Rasmus, and then whatever the heck else we want. So it's like, I mean, they could have taken Rasmus, but they didn't. So I mean,
Hmm.
that this is a really interesting situation where team does not pick Rasmus. I mean, it's really all on this Luna now. I mean, we do have Luna Deadeye, so I'm not gonna just say, "Oh, yo," but like, Rasmus is on the board. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm scared too, but I wouldn't be shocked if Scyther 12 wants to pull out the Drakkar here. Brawler not picked yet. Vice coming out from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. And hey, it's Deadeye start, and they just want to kill people.
This is gonna be just a disgusting game. It's
Yeah.
actually gonna be just a nasty ass game.
Oh, and a Kazan to top it all off. This is going to be the most honest fundamentals Omega Strikers game of all time.
Oh
And but
man.
honestly, I don't know about the Kazan though. I mean, on Deadeye start against Raz Amy, and then most likely, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Estelle coming out from Katsuna here. That's a lot of damage. And when you're on Amy's app against Deadeye as Kazan, oh, actually picking up Juno instead. A bit less damage than expected, but still, the same applies with the Deadeye. It's a lot of damage, and if Kazan might not be able to survive for very long against this.
Yeah, I mean, wow. This is this is a draft of all time. Now, this might be, to the players, this might be normal. Like they're probably maybe expecting this, right? But like to me, I'm looking at these characters and I'm looking at this map and I'm saying, what? This is just gonna be like Bun Bun Bonanza just trying to just just deal so much damage that the Rasmus doesn't matter anymore. And they might be able to. But like we just mentioned, I mean Kazan is like maybe in the smallest health pool that we have. And Amy's pretty good at dealing damage. Rasmus can kill you instantly, and Juno is also surprisingly good at dealing damage and has Deadeye. Now I'm not sure how many people are gonna be taking Deadeye here. Probably a bunch, probably a lot. But hey, spark of focus. You know, put on those glasses and let's see what's going on.
Yeah, and hey, maybe we've got another running for mayor. I'm down for that. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Side 12 being the only person on the spark of focus here. But yeah, speaking of focus, I do think that's what's going to come down to this game. Whoever can like pay attention the most, because there's a lot of things you got to pay attention to Amy's app. Of course, your positioning, but when you're playing against characters like Luna, Kazan, like there's a lot of mental stack against that. Of course, on the other side as well, dealing with Razor's hook across the map, and you never know when Soren is just gonna decide to blink glitch pop with Deadeye and just try to one shot you from anywhere. So whichever team can just not pay attention to, like the entire map at once and just not get tripped up by any Amy's app shenanigans, I think he's gonna be the one to come out on top here.
Yeah, definitely. Like this is an evade heavy map, but we need as much energy as possible. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the goalies take orb rep later because I mean you're going to be trying to dodge everything here. As we can see, Scyther is certainly the only one to take the spark of focus there. NXCD gladly taking those pummelers as well. Scyther grabbing those slick kicks. Both have eject button here to try to get in and involved as much as they can, which is totally understandable. See, and what will happen here as level 2 is gonna, I mean, I think it's really gonna be the level 2, right? Once we start getting those ults, things are gonna be really happening slow maybe first 20 seconds of this map. NXD first to hit level 2. They got their hook. They're getting some cooldowns. See if they can secure this first point here for EKC. Not quite yet. Katsuna getting involved as well. Soren, maybe no cooldowns just yet. Okay, was maybe misreading the play there, though, but Liari ends up winning out, grabbing that barrier. Incoming Juno situation doesn't seem to work out, but Scyther gets it in there with the assistance of Liari. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, first blood on the Amy's application.
Yeah, I mean, it was great play from Scyther and Liari. They're kind of keeping it out of the hands of both Soren and Katsuna to keep it down, but actually, a quick glitch pop from Soren is able to immediately secure the first barrier, and Side 12 is looking super low, but of course, Kazan against your net is always going to be scary. You don't know what he might just do, but Side is still super low. Could just die to any ability here, but Katsuna using the primary to hook back up to themselves, and NXT is unable to find a play off of it. Of course, hook is going to be coming up soon, which is going to be scary to play against, and Side 12 is still staggered on the other side of the map. Oh, but 2 kills going down, and I mean, the crazy things are going to be happening in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Liari, nice one, finding that kill, eject button, no problem, gonna have to flip there. Okay, he actually gets the primary, nice one. Maybe even the projectile speed buffs helping out with that one. NXCD and Scyther have returned to form here, TM. As we actually have another kill, though. Liari finds a flip kill. Lilibun keeps that one alive. Soren goes in as hard as they can. Hits it onto the middle. Scyther can't get there with the hook. Lilibun opting to hold the flip with that primary. And Soren, happy to see that one. Gets that whole point for themselves. Moving on here.
Yeah, I mean, these points are just going... they're kind of turning both ways so quickly. I mean, that point looked so bad for the side of EKC, then immediately Soren is able to find a great cyber swipe and then to flip play and just kind of turn point on the side. These are the explosive points we're going to be seeing all game, and all these ults coming out here. Leibon trying to keep the defense tight, was unable to keep this first barrier, forced to run away from NXT. You don't want to die against the pummelers, but unfortunately NXT or Hasa is actually the one to find the kill, and it's now NXT running around with pummelers, so much damage on the board. Leibon pops and finds a great barrier, but it's still the power play for EKC, and the damage is so high.
Yeah, tough spot, but they do end the power play as they enter a brand new one. Unfortunately, we do have Lilibun going to find themselves in the grave here, though. Scyther against a million blobs, and Katsuna can't seem to maintain control of the ball there, is going to sacrifice that one over to EKC in a tough power play. Understandably, though, man, there's so much damage being sent onto the board. Juno, I am so surprised every time when she just gets Deadeye how much damage that she can deal. Really just keep you guys' eyes out for when you just stepping on some of these blobs. Although Scyther got their eyes onto NXZD, see if they can make it happen. Gets the hook right out of Soren's hands, secures that barrier up to Liari, although Katsuna gets a nice interruption there, knock it on off the bottom. Soren maybe moving forward with this flip, gonna have to use it, that keeps it alive, okay. It's definitely a decision there to see if you want to use the flip in a power play, and they decide that NXCD is close enough to resurrection. They're going to keep that one going. Scyther, yeah, gonna go ahead and hook that one in and strike that one in there. That'll be Kazan.
Yeah, open net Kazan. He's got his hook up, and unfortunately the eject goalie was just unable to have the abilities to cover that space. And there's now a set 5, the first set of this series, And as we've been seeing, it can just go either way. So looking for a kill on NXCD, kind of forcing his way through there. Pops the flip, is not able to find a kill, but Soren barely misses the primary, and NXCD also unable to hit the hook on side of 12. But a great demon angle found from NXCD, the core speed with the Deadeye onto the core, is able to move it up the field and find the first point of the set. And with Rasmus on first pick, this is super scary. Or I mean, if you're EKC, you're looking pretty happy right now with an extra special pickup on this Deadeye Rasmus.
Yeah, that is rough. Extra special is just going to make it basically intolerable, right? You're going to have just double, maybe even more than double as many hooks if some other cooldown shows up a little bit later. It's just really hard to deal with. Actually, not double, it's only like 30%, but still. Either way, lots of hooks coming out here every single point. 1-2 punch. Sorry, not 1-2 punch. Fucking fighter flight showing up for Juno. Really strong awakening. Helps those blobs get that movement. But Size Kazan, too. I am a Size Kazan believer. I think that is, like, so hard to deal with if you're anybody. Scyther will have no problem winning basically any strike war at, like, relative distances. And will be able to hook just so much farther. So I think that is pretty good, at least for the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza, but I will probably go ahead and give that one to EKC, as they certainly did win that set.
Yeah, I mean, once these rounds start going, I mean, we're going to see those hooks happen a lot more. And then when you're NXT with extra special, I mean, you're happy to just throw these out there, because even if, like, you just spend your flip or your hook to end the point, you're still going to have it for next point. Extra point. Having to deal with this Rasmus on round start every single time is just so hard to just keep track of. Oh. But Liari with a great dash to stop him from rolling in past the side of Lilybun. Jump from Katsa, barely not managing to catch the core with the blob. But a great missile from Liari is able to start their own power play, redirect down into the blob. Katsa baits out Liari's flip, but Scyther 12 still has his hook and flip, strikes it through Katsuna. And right around Soren's flip, but Liari goes down, but that's not what you'd like to see as Soren popping the flip for just one kill when you lose the point.
Liari goes down like a warrior, gets on in there, get down, Mr. President, and yeah, ends up exploding there, and Soren's unable to get the ball. Pretty funny ending there for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Moving on to this next point here, though, so you can see the Size is doing so much work, pretty much easily running the ball down that top lane, having kind of no interference. I mean, look at the size of the hook, able to move this, just able to move the ball from the distances that Size Kazan can. Although Size Kazan also getting a little bit moved there on off to the map. It's gonna be tough to hold this one against the power play. Liari actually runs into the wall. Does not seem to get to the ball, although holding it there. Now it's actually a power play here for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. See if they can make this one work here. A flip from Lilybun. Not many angles going on there. Up to Liari, into the hands of Scyther, who is really big. The Crater, yeah, kind of forcing Soren to stall there a little bit with that evade, because it was just that much threatening. I mean, there's a lot of damage from Bunn Bunn Bonanza here. A lot of evades are going to be spent there from EKC, but they still have a set to take in order to even this one up.
Yeah, I mean, early barrier pickup from the side of EKC, and a hook kill almost found by NXT. Unfortunate angle slightly off there. And even though Bunn Bunn is up 2-0 right now in this set, I mean, things are still looking pretty up for EKC. Able to find all these kills, and of course the extra sort of rest was so hard to deal with. Able to find these early barriers, keep possession. And again, these hooks are just off the line so often. And when you're in your Bunn Bunn Bonanza, you only have so many evades that you can pop, and a beautiful strike coming down from NXT, able to find a top barrier. And hey, like I said, you spent the hook late into the point, but it's back up again with extra special now.
For sure. I mean, hook has like 20-second cooldown by itself. With extra special, it's probably down to like 15 seconds or so. I'm not a math major, so I'm not going to be able to tell you either way. It's going to be low cooldown. Even when you just start spamming that one, it's really good. Even does a whole lot of damage itself. And when there's a barrier up, you can just use it to play ball. It's just so good. Soren jumps on in there with no extra dash range. Just good positioning. You see where he was jumping from. Nice spot there to get involved just past midfield. With that twin drive, too, it could be involved double the amount of time. Actually going to be EKC almost taking this next set here, though. Kitsuna got this flip. See if they can get close enough to make something happen with this barrier. Although Scyther not looking so big right now, although gets kind of nailed once again. You can see the low health pool of Kazan is really coming into play a lot of these situations. I mean, Scyther is making a lot of big plays, getting a lot of barriers and making it happen, but Ty is basically a second after. Almost got a nice combo, Lilybun Liari on to NXDD. Didn't seem to work out there, though. Soren, not much left there, although saved by the hook, which is going to keep this point on going. Scyther once again at nothing and can't really participate. I'm joking.
But hey, even though he's still staggered, he's still so scary. Soren's forced to pop the glitch off, but is able to find the kill on him despite all of that. And this quarter offense is looking so scary for the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. But a great dash from Liari actually moves it out there, and she's looking to take the barrier all on her own. Great missile to keep it up the field, but Katsa is able to get the out. It's now EKC's turn to play the offense, but just sniped out. An evade coming out from Scyther 12. But Soren just keeps getting in there. I mean, like you said, this twin drive, all these dashes from Soren are just getting so much value there. But a great shot from an XCD, and it's looking like EKC wants to take this set, and then possibly even take the game right after.
Yeah, it could be happening here, though, since Soren continues to keep this ball alive against this huge Kazan. Scyther is being such a threat, but Soren is actually doing such a good job of defending. Liari, nice self-dribble there. Okay, big smash from Soren is going to be clutch there, though, although Katsuna now has the hands on their ball, but oh my gosh, the Firewall Sentry just sitting there, hitting things forward. Things are including the ball, and it's going to go right on in. Soren, credit for that one indeed. That's going to be the first pick for EKC. You can get whatever you want. A dash perk would be really good. There's a lot of good things here. I mean, heavy impact for damage, hotshot for... I mean, you're probably not taking hotshot from Katsuna, but you got damage when you need it.
Yeah, I mean, Soren opted to pick up the heavy impact here. That's going to be a lot of damage, especially when he's already getting so many multi-hits whenever he's dashing onto both the core and an enemy player. And, hey, I would like to point out, the Mon you pick up from NXCD, this hook is just getting scarier every single set. But the Adrenaline Rush on Liari means that there's like a new win con opened up to the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. If they could just start finding like these dash punches from Luna, or like that open primer for Kazan, they can start looking for these Adrenaline Rush to take over this game.
It could. You've never been more enticed to spend all your cooldowns hitting people than getting Adrenaline Rush, which will give you all your cooldowns back pretty much immediately. Scyther, kind of a minor 3v1 situation there. Going to be really tough to get that one through, although a lot of help with this core speed is going to make things really difficult. Soren can't seem to get the glitch pop out in time. It might have actually crossed over the wall and popped on its own there. Either way, nice pressure there from Bunn Bunn Bonanza, certainly going to secure at that point. And hey, Lilybun also with this hot shot here is going to be able to make some more fast balls in pre-overtime too. So it's just a lot of pressure when it comes to, you know, Amy defending things as she's more an offensive character. Usually she just has nothing left after she's spending all this offensive pressure. So Lilybun will be able to help with getting some of these more objectives.
Almost rolling past Soren there, but great recognition to pop the flip to make sure that it just doesn't go in and keep this point going. A great combo from Katsuna, and Soren gets us the first kill for EKC here. 2 missed strikes from Scyther 12 and a huge hook coming out from NXCD. Liari is now super low, and NXCD is hunting down, looking for this kill, gets the stagger, so pops the flip. Things are looking, despite that, it's still looking so bad for EKC, and the blobs are just too much for Scyther 12 to defend. And Katsuna manages to steal that point away with an ult, and now one more prize fighter stack on Juno.
Yeah, Katsuna surprisingly strong with 2 prize fighter stacks and Deadeye. We're doing a lot of damage. You can see the giant hook there, perfectly evaded from Scyther. That does take energy and a resource of your own, so eventually you might not have these resources left. As long as you get involved, get enough to keep some of these evades up, as NXCD has just become such a huge threat with this extra special Rasmus on this. Amy's app has been so tough, but Liari gets a kill with that Adrenaline Rush, is now flying at the speed of light, has extra cooldowns as well, waiting to get involved, or maybe waiting for another snipe to get a kill here, but ends up kind of foregoing the situation to get the point really close. Liari just to wait as long as possible to get that ball on through NXCD, but the Whiplash is going to keep themselves up. Scyther 12 getting teleported to the defensive line after falling off the map with that drone. The ball kind of gets right through Soren. Yeah, nice pass on up there to Scyther, who is in position. Lilybun keeping that flip as well, grabbing that point. Good for Bunn Bunn Bonanza if they want this comeback.
Yeah, so NXCD managed to snipe the recovery drone away from Scyther 12 at this point, which could be enough to just kind of find another kill in him and look some more of these hook kills. But unfortunately, the hook is canceled out by some other knockback, failing to kill Liari, only leaving her staggered. But of course, Deadeye Juno, now with 160 power because of Prize Fighter, nothing to scoff at. But NXCD on the, or fighting off against Scyther 12's Kazan goalie now, but the strikes are just not enough. A hook coming out, trying to stuff it through and knock back the enemy team, but a great strike from Katsuna gets it right past side of the 12, and it's now series point for EKC.
That might have been like 11 interactions, Katsuna won in a row on that top side there. Unfortunate for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Also, Liari was just on a one-way trip to Jamaica there and gets absorbed by that hook once again. Bunn finds themselves on out of here, though, on match point for EKC. They finally get the barrier. Liari maybe trying to find a way. NXCD, I think, interrupting Liari in case they have secondary, just sticking to her and making sure that that boost is getting no value at all. That was actually some godlike gameplay there. Katsuna giving it on over to NXCD one more time. Maybe waiting for Soren to get a cooldown, though. The giant Scyther flies in there with that huge-ass hook and gets it through. Liari also boosts on through NXCD, who's trying to go for a little cheeky angle on the mid section of the orb there. Gets it through, eats the... Okay, nice. Eats the blob and strikes the core. That was clutch. Scyther and Bunn trying to get this 2v1 situation going, but can't find themselves in time. Liari goes in as well, but we actually find Scyther dead, and it's TKC's match point, man. Oh!
But all it takes is a great pass down to NXD from Katsuna, and he just waits and strikes it in past Bunn. Unfortunately, on the eject goalie, no defensive abilities, no speed to catch up there. And EKC is able to secure a 2-0 over the Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Well played there for EKC. I mean, they got pretty much everything that they needed, right? I mean, they decided to... Well, it was actually Bunn Bunn Bonanza that decided to take the Luna and leave that Rasmus open, ban, and pick. And it might have... I mean, I'll be real, I don't think it was like the Rasmus that ended the game. We can see it's right here. 5 kills. I mean, that's a lot. 5 kills is a lot. Soren also has 5 kills. They always get 6 kills. I mean, they played to their Luna, like, pretty well. I mean, she's the most damage in the game. Like, they're doing their job. But, I mean, Rasmus is really good at also playing ball. And these players are quite competent, I would say. So everyone just really involved. Like, none of the numbers are really like outliers here. Both the teams played like really well to each other. I mean, none of the redirects are like going crazy, and not one player has it all here. So I would say that it was a really close game between both of these teams. I know it sounds so stupid to say generic. Both teams played well, but I do honestly believe they did.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, 6 goals coming out from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza. I mean, I believe every single set almost went to 2-2, right? I mean, it was a very, very close 3-0 for this game. Of course, 3-0 sounds bad, but it was extremely close for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. We're almost able to close out all these sets, but it was EKC who were able to kind of take advantage of like a comp that just has like more playmaking opportunity, just kind of close out these points just slightly faster than the Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Yeah, well played there to EKC. Moving on in there, getting that point for this season 6, right? Week 4, looking really good. But that'll be it for us. That was a really good cast. I had a good time there, and when we come back, you are going to be seeing Showtime against Wee's Little Bees. I mean, Wee's Little Bees has actually been playing like kind of pretty good. I mean, they are currently 1-2, but I've been liking everything that I've been seeing in their games, and they are relatively new to the NASL scene, right? So, going to be exciting, going to be action-packed, and we are going to be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. It's going to be hype.